Welcome back to Just Got Radio on BJPen.com. I'm your host, Cole Sheldon. Episode 202 is live head of UFC 319. Good card, just two guests. But first up, we're joined by Diego Ferreira to preview his fight against Bobby King Green. Really good chat with Diego here. Who's looking forward to this fight against Bobby. He said this is a guy that he's had his eye on for years. He's never been matched up, but he's really looking forward to getting this fight, fighting another veteran he knows beating Bobby. Does a lot for his career and a lot in his divisions. And then we close things out talking to Drakkar Klose to preview his fight against Edson Barbosa. This is a really fun fight. Jakar's really looking forward to it. Obviously, coming off that disappointing loss in December, took some much needed time off, had some personal family issue, family problems. His brother passed away, so he was just kind of dealing with that. But with Edson, like he's kind of surprised moving back up to lightweight, but he's really looking forward to this one. He knows beating Edson does wonders, and he can start getting into talks those ranked opponents. But be sure to share the show, subscribe, and tune in next week for another episode of Just Got Radio.
All right, we're jumping UFC lightweight Diego Ferreira, who's back in action here at UFC 319. Diego, how's it going, man?
I've been doing great, brother. Doing great, Colin. So just here, enjoy the summer in Texas. So it's been great.
Obviously, you fought in January. Sorry, fought back in January. Obviously, didn't go your way against Grant Dawson. Like, what do you kind of take away from that fight?
I take a lot to learn. Maybe that's one of the most reason I moved to Dallas. I was in South Texas, like for 15 years of my life. I don't know how I did that for so long, and fighting on the most big organization in the world and training with my own students. So now I moved to Dallas to be around people really really more professionals. I think that's what the word I want to use it. Why? Because before I used to training more with my students, in my own gym, and now moving to Dallas and to Forters. Now I have a full time just training, and I have the professionals fighters to follow me, and not just follow me, but like to help me, so many inside the gym, but like training 24 hours of the day. And I think this is the change I need to get to the goal I wanted. I know it's been great being in UFC for that long. Been 10, I'm more like 10 years, 12 years if I'm not wrong. So and I think that the learning experience about my last fight was because I didn't have the quality training, the right training, and that's one of the most reason I'm moving to Dallas. Why? Because I'm really looking to see how far I can take this. Maybe I have maybe 4 or 5 more fights in my career. So I want to have a little bit of change, and I don't want that happen again. I felt really bad after the last fight because I felt the guy really controlled me. Like really did. I did nothing in that fight. I'm proud of him. He did his job. He did what he had to do to win the fight. But for me, it's a new pattern, a new journey to see how better can get into the for my next fight.
And then you got after the loss, like, was this the right time for him? Or was this a bit longer than what you thought it was going to take for you to get back in there?
No, I think it was just like the way I said, the moving. I think is gonna be help. Moving to Dallas, moving to be a Force MMA more consistent. You know, this was just a more a push. If you really want to get through this longer than my career, and I need to make that move, and it's just more extra push, to be able to get what I wanted, like really, I mean, maybe getting to the top 5 still, maybe just getting more fights as much as I can, get more busy, But I think it's the right time because, it was January now. As we gonna fight in August. Again, I think it was the right time. I put my mindset more to the goal I need to reach. I was training consistent on what competing, So I think this is the right time, the right moment to get that hunger, get that back again, get the ball rolling again. So I think it's the right time.
And with this one against Bobby Green, like how happy are you with this opponent? Like another veteran guy. I know you probably just to fight him. Like what? Like how happy are you to get this name?
I was looking to fight Bob Green, and I was a guy really experienced on the cage, many fights, and I know he probably younger than me, but he's a veteran on the UFC, so I'm really happy with that because it's a fight I wanted to have with him, like not because I don't like him and I don't, I feel like it's more like a competitor wise, more like I like his style. I think like my style, his style, moving forward, he's walking back, so he matched pretty good, and I'm really happy to have a match like that. And I know the talking the trash talk is gonna be another way to fight up the fight, and something maybe that's what I need. I need to have that adrenaline, the reason why to fighting. So I'm really excited with that. I'm happy with this match, and you know see what he gonna bring to the table.
Were you surprised like you've never fought him before? Just because you guys have both been in the UFC forever, I feel like you guys would have been booked well before this.
I know. I always ask to fight him, but I never have the opportunity to really get to fight him. But I've been asked for maybe like the last 3 or 4 years to fight him, and that's the time now they put us together, and I think this was the one of the cards. It's gonna be showing the put the show for us. I think that's the right time, and in Chicago. I never been in Chicago, so I feel like it meant to be on this card. It's a pay-per-view, so we can bring the light into the event.
How excited are you that you're back on another big card and another pay per view after the last one?
Yeah, I'm super excited now. Why I feel like I owe some of my fans, like I feel like I need to get that back, and this is one more reason to push myself to my limit, and having this match up like, with Bob Green, I think it's good, to fight up the event, and being on the last one was a big event at 311, but was not so good for me because I didn't bring the W for home, But until this time, I'm really working hard to get this one.
How do you kind of see this fight playing out with you and Bobby?
And I think both of us have a different style for the, I'm the type of guy pressure forward. He's that guy more of a counter. I think we're gonna be more into the stand up part for the, be in the middle, meet up in the middle and see who's gonna be the tough one, who's gonna throw the hard punches, because I see the way he's always trying to knock people out. So I'm the same way. So I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna try to meet up in the middle and try and throw down with him as hard as I can. See if that was gonna be my playing game. But if not, jiu-jitsu always saves. I'll always save the night. So, but I think it's gonna be more than stand up. Get more hands. Hands up and then throw down. I think that's how I see the fights going.
You get the win over Bobby. Like, where do you think that kind of puts you in the lightweight division?
And to I think I want to take one fight at a time, but I really want to see who's gonna be the big name next. Next one. I don't know if I'm gonna be still looking to get into the ranking, but I want to have excited fighters. Like I know maybe I'm not having so many fights in the UFC left on me. Maybe I have four, like the way I said, four or three more. But you know, I'm 40 years old, so I'm looking to get feel more and retire. I don't want to have anything issues in the future for me, but I think I want to get excited fights. For the end of my career. I see what's gonna be Sean Shelby. See what he gonna put for me, but I want to get more to the excited fights. I don't want to look more to into the ranking. But if it happened, it happened. Uh, if one day I get the chance to fight with the ranking guys, it sure it's gonna be a good fight.
Is there any guys you want to fight before your career's up?
Yeah, I have Jim Miller, like that another one I really always wanted to fight Jim Miller. So maybe after this is another big name I want to fight. The guy have so many records on UFC, and I think one of those fights, on that fight is gonna be good for me. Like after the Bobby Green, or maybe I don't know. I have to check more the names. But I think Jim Miller is gonna be more what I'm looking for after this one. I think it's gonna be more make sense for both of us. I know he looking to have one few more events too before he's done. So maybe me and him after this I'll be excited to the fans. And you gonna if the UFC make sense for UFC, it'll be good to go too.
Well, Diego, that's all I had for you today. Thank you so much for doing this again. I appreciate it as
Link
always.
up, appreciate it anytime about it. Thank you.
All right, we're jumping UFC. Lightweight Drakkar Klose is back in action at UFC 319. Drakkar, how's it going, man?
I was doing good. Thank you for having me, brother.
Yeah, always enjoy talking to you. Like, it's been a bit since we saw you in December. Like, is this a lot longer of a layoff than what you thought, or is this kind of the time frame you were looking for?
I mean, this is the perfect time frame, man. I was going through a lot. That fight, my brother had got murdered. Um, I kind of took that fight in his honor. You know what I mean? I wasn't there 100% mentally. I had a great training camp, but yeah, I just wasn't there mentally.
So after that, like, when did you did you like take a bit of time off training, or was it like when did you kind of fully get back in and like mentally ready to take another fight?
Um, it's kind of hard, when someone passes, and I mean get murdered like that, and
Yeah.
it's I had to do some soul searching with myself, and it's something that you never get over. You know what I mean? I'll talk to Mark Kerr, and he kind of, you know, when his mom had passed, he told me like, it's something that you never get over. You just got to learn how to deal with it. You know what I mean? So, I'm just learning how to deal with it. So.
And then like a bright side, obviously, is Edson Barboza. Like, how excited were you when you got this name to fight a legend like that?
Dude, it's awesome. You know what I mean? I go out there, I finish him. Um, I put my name right back in that mix. You know what I mean? I feel like I've always been on right out the outside the top 15. But if I go out there and do what I should do, I'm right back in the mix of things.
In front of fans again as well. Like, you've kind of getting a lot in a row in front of fans. How exciting is that? Where you're not at the Apex here and on a pay-per-view, a pretty good card in front of fans.
Yeah, I think I've only been on one Apex card, so I've had a pretty good career where I'm always fighting in front of fans, and so let's go out there and do it again. Especially I'm from Michigan, so it's 124 miles from where I grew up, so I have a lot of support out there.
A lot of friends and family then making the trip out there to watch you.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna come in because them tickets are. I
Oh,
think they're like
expensive.
$600 for the nosebleed. I told them, hey, save that money. I'll meet y'all up after.
What do you get? Like, do you get like 2 tickets and then you're kind of on your
I
own?
get 4 tickets, and people have been asking me, and it's like, man, I only got 4, so.
And you're not going to be paying it is crazy how much expensive tickets are.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because like if you're a kid and your family doesn't have money, like you would never be able to go, to an event, you know what I mean? And like I went to New Jersey, and they had gave me tickets, and I had posted on Instagram, hey, whoever wants to come hit me up, you know what I mean? always giving back, and it was awesome because I had a cool experience with a guy I've never met, and it was awesome.
When you got the call to fight Barboza, like, did they catch you by surprise? Just because, like, he was at featherweight, like, I didn't really know he was moving back up. Like, were you surprised with the opponent?
It was, you know what I mean? It's a big name. He's a legend. I think we fought on the same card in was it Milwaukee or one of those where he fought Dan Hooker. And now, I get to fight him.
And should it just be a striking fight? Like, he's a guy that doesn't really want to wrestle too much. Like, does that add some excitement to it where it should be a pretty fun fight for you?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he went down to 45 for a reason because the guys were just wrestling him up, and even down at 45, they were wrestling him up. So, if I go out there and stick to my game plan, and do what I execute, what I know I can do, should be a great night for me.
If you get the win, it'd be your 10th UFC win. Does that mean anything to you, getting double-digit wins in the UFC?
That is a big accomplishment. Not many people can say they can have 10 wins in the UFC. And, having 10 wins, that's awesome. And, just now I'm just trying to make money for my family.
Mm-hmm.
So just getting the win is get to feed my family.
You weren't like slowing down, but like, have you thought about like how much longer you got? Like, I know, like, you look at Edson, who's still fighting at a high level, and he's older than you. So, like, does that give you something like, hey, I got a couple more years to still make it?
Yeah, like my son was like, I only want you to fight 2 more fights, and I'm like, I just signed a new contract, so I'm like, at least let me fight these ones out.
What you signed for? Like 4 more then?
I believe so, 4. Yeah, I didn't even look at how many fights it was. I just signed it.
Was your contract expired, or were they just like, when you got this fight offer, they?
Yeah, I think that was I think I might have had 1 more on there, I think I had 1 more.
Obviously, that's a good sign though that they want to keep you around and they weren't letting you fight out your contract then.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, especially there's no other promotions. You know what I mean? And UFC's, they're doing something right. So.
It's just building off that. Like, what do you make of the landscape of MMA right now? Like, it's weird. Like, it's like MMA seems like it's more popular than ever, but then it's just like there's no real other promotions other than the UFC. So it's like obviously you had Bellator fold, like PFL, who kind of really knows what they're doing. Like, one kind of seems out of the mix. So it's like if you get covered in the UFC, it's kind of tough place to be where there isn't really many other promotions to go to.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I kind of liked it when the UFC they're only putting on like not shows every weekend, you know what I mean? I think I wish it kind of went like cut shows. So I think it's more exciting when there's not shows the whole month and then you have a big show coming up, you know what I mean? But yeah, like you said, there's only pretty much one promotion now.
Mm-hmm.
So
my dream for the UFC, which they would never do because it would take too much money away, is 6 pay-per-views, to do a pay-per-view every other month and then 2 fight night cards a month. So every other month you have 3 cards, every month you have 2, you have a week off in between, and then kind of builds it up. The cards can be a lot deeper and better, but obviously they're not going to do it.
Like, exactly. Like, I'm a fan, like it gets kind of watered down, when you have fights every weekend. It's like, oh, I don't have to watch it this week because I know there's a fight next week, so
getting back to this fight with Edson, I know obviously you like to strike, but just kind of seeing some past performances, like, does that wrestling, like, in the back of your head, just like it's always there for you in this one? Like, you won't be afraid to use it?
Yeah, like with him, like I'm gonna strike with him, you know what I mean? It starts on our feet. But he gets taken down. He can stand up, but just take him down, He gasses pretty quick. But I don't know, every time I fight a Brazilian, they seem like they got a little extra juice in them or something. I mean, a little, because when I fought Joaquin, I was feeling a little sick, and my buddy was going to get some Tums for me, and he seen his one of his coaches at the pharmacy getting some stuff over the counter. So I don't know. That's why I did that little juicing thing, because I'm pretty sure that boy was on something. And like And when USADA or whoever tested us, they were like, "Oh, you're not getting tested." I was like, "Oh, damn! I know this motherfucker's on something."
Is the drug testing a lot different from USADA? 'Cause I've talked to some fighters, like the UFC still kind of seems like it's pretty strict, and I've talked to some fighters that like it goes quite a while without a test coming up with USADA.
I
Would be
mean,
like,
I don't want to put my dude on blast, but he calls me and like, "Oh, I'll be there in 45 minutes." Like, USADA, they didn't let you know when they were coming. So,
yeah.
you know,
Just back to this fight with Edson, like he's a pretty durable dude. It's like how do you kind of see it playing out? Because he's a tough guy to finish in 3 rounds.
yeah, and he's I think he's had a lot of 5-round fights.
Yeah.
So 3-round could play in his advantage. You know what I mean? He has a little bit more energy, and then especially going up, coming back up to 55. But I just plan on going out there and beating him up and making a name off of him.
What do you think a win here does for you? Like obviously he used to be ranked a lightweight, like a legend sport. Like where do you think that kind of puts you in the division?
I don't know. It's crazy because division is so tough right now. You got all these other guys coming up. You know what I mean? Was it Rufi or Rafi, whatever his name is, and all these other guys. But at the end of the day, I just have to go out there and do me, get the victory, and then don't really worry about all the other stuff.
Just a couple more things. Obviously, a new champ in the division. What you make of Elia's win? Like, do you kind of expect him to beat Charles for the belt?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was gonna play his range a little bit more, but Taporia, he's good, and like I kind of knew. I think the next fight is gonna be Patty. I've been telling because I coach over here at Red Hawk. I've been telling all my guys, it's like if Ilya wins, Patty's definitely gonna fight for the belt. It's like WWE. It's a storyline. You know what I mean? They already have something built up with that. So, and it's a win-win for them. Patty goes out there, he beats him, regardless. Then Taporia go back down to 45. It's all about just follow the money.
Well, I think like the biggest judge is like I have a bunch of friends, even like my brother would be like, if Patty's fighting, they would watch. And then I think if like Armin got the title shot, I don't even know if many of my friends that are like just casual fans even really know.
Yeah. It kind of sucks for Armin because he's in a weird situation to where he could be passed up a couple more times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I got a feeling that him and Gaethje are gonna fight.
Just final thing for you, like just the one fight this year, like you're hoping at least one more in this year and just kind of at least get 2 in this year for you.
Yeah. Go out there, get the job done, and hopefully fight in December.
Well, Drakkar, I appreciate the time as always. Thanks so much for doing this again.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Have a good one.
Yep.